The biggest challenge to be faced by Madison County in the coming year is surviving the New York State's financial and leadership crisis. We are in very uncharted waters. 2009 brought us our first full year of our new county administrator. Paul Miller is a tireless worker and has done an exemplary job for Madison County. The blue-collar contract was finally negotiated to resolution with a significant cost savings to the county taxpayers with one person plowing. With the fine leadership of Joe Wazinski and his stalwart work crews, this program has been a resounding success. The white-collar contract was finally negotiated to settlement as well in 2009. The year ahead will bring many challenges with pension and health care reform that we know is in a flux and unresolved. 2009 was a tough year for social services, with the department unpleasantly coping with a 40% increase in the need for food stamps, a 40% increase in the need for Medicaid, and a 30% increase in the home heating assistance. This situation most likely will not get better in 2010. This year, we will look at overlap and duplication of services in these three departments with an eye towards consolidation. Also, the Board of Health is looking to be certified this year. Criminal justice and public safety. The biggest highlight is probably the election of our new Madison County Sheriff. I, as well as the board, look forward to working with Sheriff Alan Riley in 2010 and beyond. Also in 2009, the single most expensive, most needed project in county history got underway. Our $20 million emergency radio communication system upgrade. Karen Birch in probation also has continued to save the county thousands of dollars annually by bringing not only alternatives to incarceration to the forefront, but also by implementing many other cutting-edge ideas in Madison County. In 2010, the work will continue on the radio project, with the majority of construction to be completed this year. I want to thank Aaron Ball for all his hard work and his committee on this. It's a tough job, and they're getting it done. Thank you. Public Works and Buildings and Grounds. As I stated before, one-person plowing was implemented in 2009 and has been a resounding success. It is successful not only because of management, but also because of the hard-working employees in the Highway Department. 2010, the Finance Committee will have to keep a very close eye on the finances from the state. The state's checkbook is in the red. Ours may be sometime as well. If the state of New York continues to delay payments to reimburse the county and other local governments, the money we have already spent on programs mandated by law will be financed by the state. At one point in December 2009, New York owed Madison County $1.5 million in general fund revenues and just more than $1 million in highway funds. That is nearly 10% of the county's total property tax levy that we have loaned to New York State. We are the banker for the state, yet we get no benefits from the loans we make. New York has already collected these funds from the taxpayers, but the local governments that are closest to the taxpayers are waiting longer and longer to get reimbursed for the money we've already spent. The size of government in Albany is out of control. Its regulatory and fiscal gluttony stifles business and inhibits investment, while it bleeds existing businesses and taxpayers dry. What has the state done to remedy this situation? Nothing productive. The New York State Senate is anarchy and makes our legislature the laughing stock of our nation. The legislature spent a few extra weeks in Albany and more taxpayer money on a special legislative session that managed to only produce $500 million in real savings compared to the budget deficit pegged at $4 billion, a figure which grows each time a new estimate is made. The governor and the legislature have known about this deficit since 2008, but have yet to make any significant action to change the situation. Instead, they spent a big part of federal stimulus money on increasing 2009-2010 state spending by $8 billion because it was easy. What will they do when the stimulus money is gone? Native American Affairs. As I have said earlier, the biggest disappointment of my tenure is not being able to come to terms equitable to all parties. However, I, as well as this board, should hold their heads high, knowing that we are doing everything we can to stem the tide of Madison County being diminished from the map. People are right, but they need to understand we should not have the fire lobbyists to help us make the state do what it should. However, in a culture like the one that exists in New York State and Washington, D.C., it is the only way to get things done. For every dollar we spend, the United Indian Nation spends $10 or more to lobby the same officials who were sworn in to protect you. The governor has ignored a bill he signed into law in December 2008 and reneged on his campaign promise to collect more than $1 billion in revenue from taxes on tribal sales to non-Indians, of which Madison County share estimated to be in excess of $5.4 million annually. So 2 weeks ago, we should have got $5.4 million in our coffers from sales tax, and we should get another $5.4 million today. $10.8 million in 3 weeks, when we don't have it done. New York City, Cayuga, and Seneca counties and other municipalities have been forced to take legal action aimed at getting the state to do their duty. Instead, the governor and his staff show no shame in openly admitting that they have not attempted to collect these funds because of the threat of violence. New York State Tax Department bragged back in the summer about collecting millions from tax scofflaws, yet they refused to collect the sales tax from sales to non-Native Americans. Gimmicks like throwing another dollar per pack on cigarettes will only penalize legitimate businesses and do nothing to reduce the state deficit and benefit tax scofflaws. The double standard this shows for the general tax-paying public is this: if you owe New York State taxes, threaten a little violence, and you will not have to pay. You are right, Mr. Kinsella. Something does stink, and it is not in Madison County. It is in Albany. In October 2009, we came across an article that quoted Mr. Clint Hill as saying the nation enterprises are a tool to reclaim their homeland of 288,000 acres. 1 acre at a time. Who's going to foot the bill when they get it? Will it be Brookfield? Will it be DeRuyter? Or will it be Hamilton? After all the good real estate is purchased, the southern small towns will be footing the bill, the whole bill. My message to the governor is collect the state's $1.5 billion per year or resign from office, plain and simple. You wonder why people are leaving the state? Why there are tax parties? Why people are disenchanted with state government? Here's a good example of the double standard and bad situations our elected officials at the state level have subjected us to. In 2010, we will try to get the foot-dragging Second Circuit Court of Appeals to finally make a decision. How hard can it be to read and interpret the law? In light of the Cyril decision, can we foreclose or not? Again, if we can't, the double standard applies. I want to thank all the committee chairs from 2009 and the chairs for 2010. And I want to thank all of you for all your support. Thank you very much.